It's Honest and Truly, and I have had my Neato Robotics D10 vacuum for a little while now, and wanted to talk to you a little bit about how it's working compared to how I first thought when I unboxed it. So first of all, I did receive my Neato Robotics vacuum free of charge. I'm an affiliate for them, but I am going to give you my honest opinion because there's a whole lot that I really like about the vacuum, but there's a few things that I wish were a little bit different. First of all, the vacuum is so much quieter than any of the other 3 robot vacuums that I've owned, which I absolutely love because too much noise is just a little bit too much noise and I can't handle it. This is perfect. So not only is it quieter, but it actually vacuums better than my other vacuums. So I did a test a couple times where I ran my old vacuums and then I ran my Neato vacuum immediately after in the same place. And then I did the reverse, where I ran the Neato vacuum first and then I ran my other vacuums afterwards to see how much dirt was collected, to see if I could tell which one was vacuuming better. Without a doubt, it was the Neato vacuum. The other vacuums, I would run them and I would get dirt in there and so forth. I'd run the Neato vacuum, I'd get dirt in there and be able to clear out my dustbin. I would flip it, I would run the Neato vacuum, I would get dust in there and dirt in there, I would clean it out, I'd run the other vacuums, and their dustbins would be essentially empty. So that is telling me right there the vacuum is giving me a much, much cleaner house with the Neato D10 than I'm getting with any of my other vacuums that I own currently. So right there, that's a huge win. The setup of it was very easy to do using the app. I really like the app, but I have to say I had 2 struggles. The first struggle is that it did not want to connect to the Neato servers, but their customer care was fantastic. They worked with me. I tried it again even before I went through their troubleshooting tips, and then it set up properly, so that was fine. It just took a couple of nudges for it to work properly. The second one was the mapping. So my house has a lot of little nooks and crannies. This is a 1925 house, so it's not a big, huge open floor plan. It's also a fairly small house, which means that I have furniture, 3 feet of space, not even, furniture, less than 2 feet of space, and then furniture to the wall. So it got stuck in this area over on this side and couldn't realize at first that it would be able to continue going. So it would get to my tables and through my tables, but then just decide that that was the end of the map and turn around and tell me it was done. So it would run for 14 minutes. And that to me was very frustrating. That happened the first 3 times that I ran the vacuum. The 4th time I ran the vacuum, it went all the way across, and then it went, oh, there's more house here. And then it did a map of my entire first floor. It got everything, and once it figured out that map, it was totally fine. If you have an open floor plan, you're much less likely to run into this as an issue. If you have a small cramped house like I do, you might run into this issue, but once I ran the vacuum a few times, it just took it a little bit for it to have the light bulb turn on inside, and it worked. The other thing that they suggested, because again, I reached out to the help desk to say it runs on a map. It's not like my other vacuums that just kind of go higgledy-piggledy every which way. It has a map that it's following. And I can't make the map be what it actually should be. And I can't say, you're not done yet, keep going, keep going, keep going. So they gave me a couple suggestions, one of which was just to turn the orientation of where the base was, or to put the base into a different room or a different part of the room, so that it was able to come at the different rooms at different angles. I actually did not have to do that, but it was good to know that that was an option out there. So that's all on the good side. The other thing I really like, it's super easy to clean the actual dustbin and filter. So first of all, it's a pretty decent sized dustbin, which means I don't have to clean it every single day, although I'm getting pretty close to cleaning it every single day, just because if I don't, then I'm going to forget, and I'm not going to clean, and it's going to be 2 weeks, and my dustbin is going to be overflowing, and it's going to explode when I open it up. We don't want that. But it's super easy to get out. I will have a tutorial at the end of this video that shows you how to empty the dustbin and how to clean it. But again, it's super easy just to go ahead and open it. So this part is new compared to the filters I had on my old Neato vacuum. It's metallic, kind of like a mesh material on this side. And on this side is the pleated filter that I'm used to from my other vacuums. However, it has this almost like a plastic cage on top of it, which makes cleaning everything a little bit harder. So the dust comes in through this side and then out on this side, so it sticks on this mesh part. one of the cool things I missed in the unboxing is attached by little magnets, which are too small for you to be able to see in the video, but there's tiny little magnets. It hooks onto the back of the base. Really cool idea, but this doesn't work. I mean, this isn't going to clean everything the way I want it to. And unlike my old filters where I could get into the pleats, I can't clean this part of it really with this either. So this tool, not the most useful for me. It makes me kind of sad, to be honest with you. So that really is my biggest pet peeve with the vacuum as it exists, but I have a solution for it. I'm sure you can find a little brush tool that you can use to be able to clean it better yourself. I will also say, again, I have 3 different brands of vacuums. This is my 5th robot vacuum, and this one does not get stuck underneath my furniture. I have furniture that is not all the way to the ground, but it's up just about this high. I was a little bit concerned when I first did the unboxing because there was a slightly taller knob that's on the D10 than is what on my old Neato Robotics vacuum, which is the only one that doesn't get stuck. And I was afraid it was going to get stuck. This one is not getting stuck. It's smart enough. My other vacuums, I cannot run them when I'm not at home because they get stuck 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times when they're running, and it just drives me nuts because you have to pull it out, turn it around, move it to a different place, press the button, and then it goes back to the place it got stuck again. Keep doing that over and over again. With the Neato Robotics vacuum, it's not getting stuck. It got stuck in all the times I've run it, and I've run it more than 20 times at this point. One time, and it gave me an error code, and I just had to kind of pull it out a little bit. My hutch, this one that's right behind me actually, the bottom is curved, but it's just a very slight curve, and it just happened to get right in that edge of the curve where it was taller and then suddenly wasn't taller. But it's gotten stuck one time out of everything. That's nothing for my vacuums. And it's unusual because of the way my furniture is designed, but it's not getting stuck. It's making me happy. I was able to get a reset and figure it out. It was pretty quick and easy. Trying to think what else. Oh, the other thing I don't like about it, it doesn't have a spot clean feature. So if I spill something on the floor, my older vacuums all have a spot clean feature where I can kind of pick it up, take it to that area, press spot clean, and it kind of does like a expanding circle and cleans in about a 3-foot or so radius. This does not have that option. However, with the app in the Neato Robotics vacuum for the D10, they allow you to create clean zones. And so I can say my kitchen, for example, because that's where most of my spills happen. I don't know, maybe you guys are different. That's where mine happen. I can make my entire kitchen a clean zone and then just go to the app, tap the clean zone, and it cleans just that clean zone. It's not perfect, but it's a workaround on that piece of it. The other thing that I really like is that I can create no-go zones. So for example, if I don't want to clean this room behind me because people are in there studying and so forth, I simply say this is a no-go zone, and then it just does not ever clean that area. I also put a no-go zone over by my basement steps because it's open, it just goes straight down the stairs. And although the Neato Robotics vacuum has a sensor to sense where there's stairs and it will stop and it will turn around, I'm paranoid at this point. My other vacuums, not the Neato, the old Neato that I have had magnetic strips that created its own no-go zone, but the other ones supposedly had senses that would say stop, turn around. Most of the time they do, but they've fallen down my stairs more than once. Falling down the stairs onto hardwood floors after going down a set of stairs, not good for a vacuum. I don't want that to happen to my Neato vacuum. So I simply created a no-go zone at that edge, and that's going to be the perfect solution for me. Again, this is a new vacuum to me. The D10 is incredibly powerful. It's got a great HEPA filter. It's picking up even smaller particles than it was before. It has 3 different modes. If I just want it to go a little bit light clean because I've been keeping things really clean, then it's got the eco mode. If I want to do more, it's got the turbo mode, and then it's got the max mode, which is what I run it at because 2 kids plus a cat, and it's summer, things are being tracked in all the time in my house. So I'm gonna clean as much as possible. Also, because I have a small house, I can do the turbo clean, and it's still only taking about 20% of the battery for the robot. If you have a larger house, the battery will run for up to 300 minutes when you're on the eco mode, and it will clean up to 2,700 square feet. That's bigger than my entire house on all floors. So I don't have to worry about doing that piece of it, but it's out there. When I'm doing the cleaning, I'm shocked by how little battery it takes. it's less than 20% of the battery to do a turbo clean with my, a max clean with my entire house. So it's working out really well. So this vacuum takes less time to clean, it's quieter, and it's cleaning better than what my other vacuums are without using the battery. It's a win all around in my book. And if for some reason you do have a larger house, or you have a house where you're doing the max cleaning and it's bigger than mine, but not the 2,700 square feet, if you run out of battery for some reason, it will go back to its base, it will charge, and then it will pick up the cleaning and continue where it was, and then finish off your map. So for me, this is a win all around. I love my vacuum. I'm sorry, my other vacuums, it's time to find them a new home, because this is the one that's gonna stick around. Have any questions, wanna know how things work, go ahead and ask me in the comments. And then also stick around, because I've got a couple tips for you on how to use this. To empty the dustbin of your Neato Robotics Vacuum D10, super easy. Simply reach over and pop this up. Inside you will see both the HEPA filter and the actual dustbin, and you can see exactly what's inside your dustbin. I have a little bit, but not too much right now. Then you want to go ahead and squeeze these little knob right here, notch right here, to pull this out. Empty this over your garbage can. Sweep off any dust that is on this metallic side of the filter, and then kind of tap it on your garbage can to get anything out of the HEPA filter. Then go ahead and put these two prongs right back where they go here. Squeeze this to snap it back in. And then you're simply going to place this right back where it was, pop it in, and you just emptied the dustbin and cleaned the filters for your Neato D10 Robotics Vacuum. Easy peasy. If your Neato Robotics D10 vacuum ever has an error and needs to do a soft reset, it is super easy. Simply reach over to the round power button, press it and hold it for 10 to 15 seconds until it turns off. Wait a couple seconds and then go ahead and press it again. This will turn it back on, and you will get chimes to let you know when it has reset. So those are my tips for you on what you need to do to get the vacuum to work, both to reset it when you need to, as well as to clean the dustbin. If you have more questions, leave them below, and I'll either create more videos or I'll answer them for you. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, my friends, I want to throw out a quick PS for you about the different Neato vacuum models that are out there right now. I reviewed the Neato D10, which is the one that is designed for the largest homes. That one will clean up to 2,750 square feet per charge and run for about 300 minutes before it needs to go back to charge. That, of course, is running on the eco mode. So if you're running on the max or the turbo mode, obviously it's going to clean a little bit less before it needs to go back to charge. The Neato D8 is the one that is designed for smaller homes. That will clean up to about 750 square feet per floor before it needs to go back and charge. And then the Neato D9 is kind of that in-between one that will clean up to 1,600 square feet before it needs to go back to charge. The one good thing is that each one of those vacuums will clean whatever they can on their battery, and then if there's more still to clean in the map, they will go back to their base to charge and then come back out and finish the map. That said, if you've got a larger home, you do want the bigger one. The other piece that is a big difference between those three vacuums is that the Neato D10 is the only one that has the max cleaning feature. The others have the Eco and the Turbo, but the D10 is the only one that really has that most powerful max. So if you've got a lot of stuff that you got to get cleaned up, might mean something even if you have a slightly smaller home that you want to go ahead and get that D10. Again, any other questions? Leave me a comment below, and I will talk to you soon.